Josh, where's the campsite?
It's coming up just ahead over there.
Are you scared of the dark?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I'm with my friends. I'm okay.
Field of Geeks presents
The super unknown.
I'm Josh.
I'm Juan.
And I'm Dave.
All right, so this week we're going to cover some true crime. Anyone got a true crime to talk about?
None that I want to admit to.
Oh, well, that's a different show.
Dave, you said too much already.
I've got to leave.
What about you, Juan? You got anything?
I plead the fifth.
I don't have anything. Shoot.
I do.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Steph.
Oh, hey, it's my wife.
What up, Steph?
You scared us. Do you happen to have anything about true crime?
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, she saved the day.
Bring it.
Thank the heavens.
Go get girl. Shoot.
So yeah, my wife is on the show today. This is exciting. She loves true crime as well as I. She likes doing a lot of research.
Future planning.
Yes, that too. It's great. And yeah, she's very talented. And yeah, I've been wanting her to come on the show for a while. I also do the Field of Geeks podcast, which is about geek material. So she's not really familiar with that. So this is her first time actually on
I
a
live
show.
with a geek. Does that count?
What's that?
I live with a geek.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We gotta have an applause in the background. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. Have all these like.
Studio audience.
There you go. Hey, out in the woods. Like, what?
Laugh track.
Yeah.
Who's
So
out there?
We need that.
today is a Sunday. This is the last day of the fair for 2019, the Iowa State Fair, which is a huge event that it's worldwide, you could say, right? I mean, known worldwide.
Yeah, well,
It's a big
yeah,
thing.
the Iowa State
People
Fair is
travel
very
to it.
popular. It has
Yeah.
over like hundreds of thousands of visitors every day during the fair. It's an 11-day.
The Beatles came here. I mean, that's how. No, I don't know. I just made that up.
I
No,
was
but
about to take you very serious.
Yeah, we actually just had this year. They had Slipknot there and
Iowa natives.
Iglesias.
Gabriel
Gabriel
Iglesias. I went and saw him.
Did you see him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous, man.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah,
I love
heard
him.
it was
He's
great.
so cool.
This murder at the State Fair actually took place in 1996, and at the time, Trisha Yearwood was there opening for her future husband.
Garth Brooks.
Wait, was it Trisha Yearwood? Yeah. No, Faith Hill was opening.
Tim McGraw.
Tim
Yes.
McGraw.
Yes, Faith Hill was opening for her
Tim
husband at the time.
McGraw.
So, future husband at the time.
Wait a minute.
So.
Was it Faith Hill?
Oh, no, she did not.
Murder!
Nice.
She did not do
Faith
this
no
one.
more.
Nice one, Dave.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. This couple we're going to be talking about were, unfortunately murdered at the fair back in '96. You said they kind of put funnel cakes on the map. Anyway, made them popular here because they're everywhere now. You go to the fair, there's all kinds of variety.
Right. So, back in the early 70s, Marilyn and Bobbie Blewer. Bobbie had been to another fair where somebody was making this, and it was, I believe it was in another country that he had been to where they were making these, and tried them, and he thought they were delicious, and he's like, hey, maybe I should try these. So he had a trailer made and started going around to fairs. They're from Missouri, so of course they started in Missouri fairs. The way they got to the Iowa fair is one of the higher-ups at the fair had heard about the funnel cakes and asked them to come start selling there. So from day one, they had he was out sampling funnel cakes to people so they could get an idea of what they were. But then turns out that everybody loves sugar here in Iowa. Imagine that.
That never happens.
Lines and lines of
And
people.
corn dogs.
Now it's not uncommon to see 50 different funnel cake stands, but back then
That's
that was
what's
the
interesting
one.
about that. I never thought about. I would think funnel cakes were like something that started in like the 1920s or 1900s.
Same.
To know it's like
Yeah.
roughly
Yeah,
what was it, the
30
70s or the 90s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
early 70s is when
Yeah,
it
it just seems
started.
like
Yeah.
funnel cakes would be something much
Yeah.
older, like
Yeah.
Like,
almost
why wouldn't you have a
1800s.
funnel cake at a
Yeah,
fair?
I just didn't realize funnel cakes were that young.
Yeah, right.
Like,
But
Yeah, it
correct me
really
if I'm
is.
wrong, but I mean, so I'm not a Midwestern native, not even a native to this country or continent. But
What?
I know.
Where are you
What?
from, Dave?
MAGA. No,
What are you trying to tell us, Dave?
I am not from one of those shithole countries. No, I'm just saying,
There goes half
so
your
it's very, there's like, it has a very distinct Midwestern feel to it. Like, but it also, you know, kind of just like dough just dropped into a big fat of like oil, right? Like
Literally,
that.
yeah.
I mean, that's just very Midwestern, but it's always kind of felt like it's just like a shitty donut. Like, it's like somebody
True.
just got really lazy. It was like,
You
okay,
wanna
so most
form it?
donuts are going to be in like a shape of like a little ring. And it was just like, oh, I can't be bothered with that. Just fucking dump it all in.
Just a pile.
And it just comes out. It's just like, here, slap it on the plate and
Years
eat
ago,
it.
they deep fried a stick of butter. I don't know if they still do, but it was actually
It's
good.
delicious. It is
tastes like a
delicious.
If you deep fry anything, it becomes
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But
I
Deep
learned
fried
that.
carrot. Yes.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
it's the greatest thing
It's
ever.
amazing.
Like my
How you
cousin
get
did that
the
one year.
vegetables.
My cousin did that one year at Thanksgiving. She messed up the turkey somehow. I don't know what she did.
she didn't deep fry it.
She just
fry it.
and then she's like, you know what? F it. Let me just throw it in this deep fat fryer. And I was like, actually at the time I never had anything like that. I never did.
Turkey.
Yeah, I never had it.
Yeah, it's
And then
good.
ate it and I was like, this is like crack cocaine for me. I was like, oh, this is the most delicious thing. Why does everything made like this? And I get why it's not now, but
Right.
it's not the most healthiest choice you can make. But it's
It's like leftovers got you down. Deep fry the best.
deep fry any. You can deep fry my phone, man, and it's gonna taste delicious. It's just gonna be
Ah, it
good.
tastes like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, this
Getting
iPhone,
smarter with all the
It's
microchips
getting-
I'm eating.
I like it really crispy.
Oh, shit. Anyway.
What's fascinating about the fair, I learned this last night, and I probably should have known, and you probably already know this, but it basically started out as just like a competition, like it is still, with farm animals and stuff, and then all the food and stuff just came later. Like it gradually, like I think people were like, well, we're hanging out here for 2 weeks, whatever.
Gotta have something to eat.
Right, and
Yeah.
then just built from there, and that's how it's become what it has. And other fairs, I'm sure, followed the same trend.
Well, I mean, if you go around the country, anywhere like county fairs or more, they still focus more on the livestock aspect of it. But obviously, the Iowa State Fair is
There's so much money
not
in
just
it.
about the livestock
Yeah.
anymore.
So-
It's about
Let me
everything.
get clarification. So, they brought funnel cakes to Iowa.
Yes.
Okay, so prior to, we didn't have it in Iowa until like 96, 90s. We'll just say 90s.
70s.
They
Well,
got-
no. I'm saying to Iowa, like they were invented. In
Yeah,
the
no, they got
70s.
murdered in '96, but
They
they
got
showed
murdered.
up
Yes,
in the '70s.
they came to Iowa in the 70s.
Okay.
Yep, early 70s.
That's what I was
The
trying to
murder
clear.
was in 96, so
Yeah.
25 years later or whatever. For the health conscious people out there and you have no idea what a funnel cake is, it's cake batter literally poured through a funnel into a hot fryer, makes some big squiggly lines in a circle, then popped out onto a plate, covered it in powdered sugar, and it is delicious.
And
Well,
served
well,
with
they
new
would be like,
Coke. Serve it up with new Coke.
Yeah, no.
I'm still in the new
Coke
Coke thing. I'm
has to
sorry,
go.
guys. I can't.
Oh yeah,
get
they
over
had
it.
red velvet a few years back.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, and
They have chocolate, red velvet. They have pretty much anything.
I just like a
strawberry
basic
now.
funnel cake.
Yeah.
Just, I don't need all.
So they got different flavors.
There's different,
Yeah.
whatever flavored
Oh.
cake you can think of, they will make in a funnel cake now.
They
If
gotta
they can
bring-
make
they
a
gotta bring it
lemon
back,
funnel
you know?
cake, that would be. Oh.
You know, they should try lemon. That would probably be really
So
good.
you know what? I was
bet they
always,
have it.
you know,
I
what,
love lemon cake.
and don't cut this piece out because this is my invention. And
I'm cutting it.
I don't know if it exists.
Don't cut it out.
Patent it,
Don't
Dave.
cut it out. Yeah. So taking like a funnel cake, right, but wrapping it right around so it's like a cone, and then shoving ice cream in it.
That would be delicious.
I think they. I mean,
You heard it here first.
Put ice cream
I
on
think you
top
can
of it.
get a scoop of
No,
ice
no,
cream
I'm
on
not
top.
saying like
I know,
top
make
of
like
it,
a
but I'm
cone.
like saying a waffle cone.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the waffle cone
Oh.
is made out of a funnel.
Yes.
But the only
Oh,
there's
Right?
I love it.
but there's
I want
that.
some. I want some.
So next,
So last day of the fair, man. We need to go down there and make this happen.
I'm
next
saying,
year,
man.
Dave's gonna have a stand. And
I'm telling you.
podcast from it.
Fuck yeah, let's just do it.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to burst your bubble there,
What?
Dave, because
No. Don't.
you take
You're
a
out.
funnel cake.
Take the good, you take the bad.
If you take a funnel
Don't
cake
kill his dream.
and you put ice cream in it, and you're trying to walk around because it's I'm pretty sure your hands are gonna get covered in nasty ice
Yes.
cream.
Well, if that or
Yes.
3rd-degree burns from holding the
No.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying is.
Oh, they're already made.
Yeah, no, you put them in this little thingy that forms them.
Right.
So you take it out while it's hot, and then you form it into the cone.
Like freeze it, kind of, maybe?
No.
Oh,
So it like
okay.
cools
Let it
down.
cool down.
Yeah, I got
so
you,
it
I
just
got
cools
you.
down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then because you're gonna go through a lot of these, right? So they're not gonna be that old because
Yeah.
you're just like shoving like ice cream in the top. Oh,
I got something better.
Well, is there a cone that you walk around with then, so you're not getting all gross?
yeah. So you can get
okay,
like you
okay,
get it
cool,
in like,
yeah.
and then you take that and then you stick it in one of those like big paper type things.
Well, they got comb cups.
Yeah.
Comb cup.
Why ice
cone
cream?
cups.
Why not just butter? Just shove it full of butter.
It has to be fried.
Anyway.
fried butter?
Well, we'll nuke it in the microwave or something.
They fry ice cream.
Have you guys
so
ever had fried butter? I know it sounds disgusting.
Yeah, and we were big critics of it.
We were
till
like,
tried
oh, this
it.
is horrible. Why? Who would
It
do
goes
that?
away. It just all disappears into the dough, basically.
So yeah, what it
tastes like
is,
a
it's
cinnamon
basically
roll.
like a
So good.
cinnamon batter that's
Yeah.
wrapped around.
so where's the sweetness come from?
So it's a cinnamon batter.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like a cinnamon
okay.
cake
Yeah.
batter, and so it's a stick of butter, a whole stick of butter, dipped in cinnamon cake batter, and then deep fried. And so like the butter melts into it, and it's like it's way better than a cinnamon roll.
They have high blood pressure machines all
That is the most intimidating food ever.
It is. It's crazy.
You know-
I bet it's delicious, but it
the best.
intimidates me just to think about a stick of butter that I'm about
Yeah.
to devour.
Well, for
Like,
those,
can
yeah.
I just say, like I don't have the best diet,
What?
but I think that's almost.
You've been giving me advice for 5 years now.
I know, but I don't think I could do it.
I don't know, Dave. I think you could.
No,
We were the biggest critics, and then we
I feel like I would
Oh.
hate myself too much afterwards.
I'm with you, Dave.
Like
I just want to bite. I'll take a bite.
right,
yeah,
right,
like
right.
a nibble.
Oh, that's
and then
what
I'll take a bite.
Oh yeah, like 4 of us shared
We
it.
didn't
We
eat the
didn't
whole
eat the
thing,
whole
no.
thing.
I think, but at the same time, part of me, like the control freak inside of me would be like, I can't like this. I will not. I refuse to allow myself to like this. I cannot allow myself to get addicted to this. This.
You only get it once a year.
I mean, it's one
Well, no. But I'm saying, like, I might go and get 5 in the same day
Oh, well, yeah,
if I
don't do
let
that.
go.
And then just laying there.
Yeah, just like
Still
he's
eating
in a
it.
butter coma.
He just grease all over your
I'm in a
face.
butter coma, sitting there.
Isn't butter good for you nowadays?
Well, fat
yeah.
is, yeah,
Sounds of it,
fat,
yeah.
yeah. It is
They're probably not using
technically,
real butter anyway.
Is it?
yeah, but not deep fat fried.
To let you know, the fair every year tries to top themselves, like the vendors do. So every year there's something crazy out. Like
Best new
this
fair
year,
foods.
there's a.
I'm telling you what it's going to be next year, man.
There you
It's
go.
gonna be cone funnel cakes
Right now, is it a double
dipped in
cheeseburger?
butter.
funnel cone. I don't know
It's
exactly.
like a double cheeseburger.
By the way,
sausage
if
patties.
there's a funnel cone that comes out next year. They owe you, Dave,
I'm going to be
because
Well-
we're stating it today.
We have proof.
This is
recorded.
today. This is happening
Yeah,
today.
If you guys, if it's
If
like
we
you
hear
two,
about funnel
if you
cones
two
next
are
year-
working
Yeah,
a booth
yeah.
next year making funnel cones, murder of 2020.
The funnel cone murders.
Oh man.
No, we gotta get
2020.
this thing rolling. I gotta figure out how to do this.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If you hear about it, we
Yeah.
know where it came from. Who
Well,
sparked
I
the
guess
idea?
we won't do that then.
Well,
Yeah.
so anyway,
I'm not above murder.
so funnel cakes, they weren't a thing, but now they are, and obviously they're delicious, and everybody
We owe
loves
that to
them.
these
So
people.
yeah, so thank you to the late Blewers for this. Okay, so in July of 1996, Jeremy Sneed was introduced to the Blewers' oldest daughter, Jamie, and her husband, Rodney. I'm going to totally butcher this, Burashowski.
Pretty good, yeah. Burashowski.
They lived in Missouri. They did not travel with their parents. Jeremy Sneed he was a troubled teen, grew up didn't have much family life, went from foster care to foster care, in and out of jail. He was 22, I believe, at the time. Rodney decided that it would be a great idea for Jeremy to work with his parents, make some money for the fair that year. Okay, so on August 13, 1996, it started out as a beautiful summer day in Iowa. For the fair, it was about mid-70s, I believe they said, and very nice day. Jada and Bo were the daughters of Bobbie and Marilyn. They started their day by opening the family concession stand to sell funnel cakes, soda, coffee, etc. Their parents had their own errands to take care of, but would be joining them later at the stand. Around noon, the kids started to get a little bit concerned because the parents hadn't shown up yet. Jada said that she thought, laundry, the mom was doing laundry, it was going to take a while, and the dad had, he was very conversational, so he might spend 5 or 10, up to a half hour talking to somebody, just bumping into him on the street.
I can relate.
So, yeah, so they weren't, like, overly concerned. However, around 1 o'clock came and went, and they still weren't there. So the son, Bo, decided to go up to the family camper and check on the parents. He made his way up to Lot Inn, where the family camper was parked. But when he got here, got closer, he could tell that the door was open. As he opened the door a little bit more, there was a roll of money on the ground, which he's like, well, that's kind of weird. Maybe Dad dropped it on the way out. So it was very dark in there. All the windows, curtains were pulled, so he couldn't exactly see what was going on. He did see that his dad was on the floor, but sometimes they sleep on the floor for sleeping arrangements. There's not a lot of room in this space for all 5 of them. So he's like, that's not too big a deal. After he called out his dad's name, however, and he didn't respond, and then he even kicked his foot, and then he realized something was wrong. So Marilyn and Bobbie's hands were both bound, both had duct tape placed over their mouth, and Marilyn had been shot in the chest and forehead, and Bobbie had been shot in the head. They were both dead.
Brutal.
Yeah, the duct tape was wrapped around their head.
Marilyn's, yeah. Terrible. And so we find out later that Jeremy did not bind their hands or do the duct tape to Marilyn. He had Bobbie do it, and apparently, the duct tape went all the way around her head. So that just seems horrible. However, he is a nice guy because he did not want the duct tape to go over her nose. He wanted her to be able to breathe.
For the shooting.
It's just so he could shoot her, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
He actually did like these guys. According to his confession tape later, he did like them. He did not want to shoot them, but something switched in him that day, and he decided to kill them. Okay, when the investigation starts, the detectives soon realized that Jeremy Sneed, who had been working in the stand off and on since the beginning of July, was gone, and so was Bo's truck. Of course, the investigators had to interview Bo and see what his involvement may have been, since he was the ones to find his parents, and it was his truck that was missing. He was cleared several hours later, and on August 14th, a warrant is issued for the arrest of Jeremy Sneed for the murder of Marilyn and Bobbie Blewer. Meanwhile, Jeremy had taken the money, about $20,000 cash, in that time. I don't know, maybe we'll figure that out later, but that's a lot of money in today's time. This was 1996.
Right.
20 years later.
Yeah.
About now. So it's at least double. A lot of money. Anyway, so he took the money and started going across the country.
Splurging?
Yeah, so, okay. Meanwhile, he had taken the money he stole from the Blewers and started a 17-day spending spree across the U.S. During his journey, he made stops in Des Moines, Kansas City, New York, Chicago, and finally landed in Miami. He blew through the money he had stolen pretty quickly during his trip, spending on travel expenses, drugs, prostitutes, and tattoos. He had
This guy went all out.
Yeah, he had fun.
Clearly.
Didn't have an accountant, though, so that didn't help.
I mean, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
usually you'll hear about somebody, steal some money and they don't really do nothing with it.
Yeah,
This guy was
He went to Des Moines?
Well, I mean, he was in Des Moines,
He started in Des Moines.
Okay, I didn't know if he came back. You stupid idiot. You're already stupid.
But they should have just left
Yeah.
what?
Right? Leave the country?
Leave the
I don't
country.
know.
I'm not trying to give anybody any inspiration to do,
Right,
what?
Well, he did try to stay in hotels that didn't require identification, so that helped him out a little bit, I guess, on his run.
Gotta be some nice hotels.
The tattoo reason he had 2 tattoos covered up during the time. One was a spider web that he had changed into.
A funnel cake.
No, that would be great. The Grim Reaper and a pit bull.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the other one was a swastika, and he had that covered up with
A window.
That might be a smart move, though, actually.
Yeah, right.
I would start there.
Yeah, that's not a bad
He
idea.
did
He's not a dummy. He's not a 100%
Yeah.
dummy.
Yeah.
I got the swastika tattoo, and it
Yeah.
kind of identifies me a little bit better.
I did the other 2. Well, might as well fix
Yeah.
Right, I mean, he wasn't totally stupid. The reason he got him covered up, obviously,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He pulled
I have a
the.
swastika tattoo, so I mean,
Yeah.
Well, in the backup, he
I'm with you, Dave.
no,
I
I'm
get
saying,
that.
we can't give this guy too much credit.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
murdered 2 people and
Yeah.
had a swastika tattoo.
Yeah.
The only thing that would make me think he's insane is he covered it up with a Jewish star. That would be whoa, wait.
He's like,
he switched
"Oh, you
teams
know,
really quick, man.
I'm sorry, buddy. You've just missed the cut for Mensa.
Oh, yeah, he's not. Yeah. Holy smoke!
Anyway, on August 30th, 1996, Jeremy called Dade County Police Department and turned himself in. He confesses everything to the police, including the plan that the Blewers' older daughter, Jamie, and her husband, Rodney, had come up with it. Jeremy was told by Jamie the Blewers' life insurance and other assets would get them all over $450,000 to share. Although there was no proof of the assets, Jeremy went along with the plan to kill them anyway. At this point, he had fallen in love with Jamie and wanted to make her happy. Jamie will later testify that she and Jeremy were never together and that it was all lies. However, Jeremy knew about a scar Jamie had that would only be known by someone who had seen her intimately.
Hey.
Yeah.
Unless Bo told her. Is it Bo?
Bo's the son. He's the good son.
Sorry, Bo.
He got cleared.
Yeah.
Rodney's the
Rodney.
husband.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out Rodney.
So,
I'm trying to think of.
And so Rodney was arrested and charged with the murder of his in-laws. He was sentenced to 2 terms of life on February 7th, 1997. Jeremy was sentenced to 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole in June of 97. And then Jamie, actually, they arrested her a year later in 1998. She was sentenced to life in prison also. Jamie and Rodney have a son who claims that the dad is innocent.
Right. He wants him
Because
out
his
now.
story has never changed from the moment he's talked to him. However, the mother's story, Jamie, her story changes. It's changed every time he's talked to her, and he now no longer has any contact with her because of that.
So Rodney's story never changed? I thought
His
it
story,
said-
in the beginning when he was being investigated and interviewed, his story would change, but since then, since being in prison, his story's not changed.
Maybe he was falsely accused.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still jacked. He's lifting weights.
Listening to
Rodney?
him. Yeah.
Rodney's.
He's
Like-
a big guy.
Seeing his picture and interview and
Prison
stuff,
strong.
I personally
Yeah.
don't know that I would believe that he's innocent, but
It might be a little weird
I don't know.
three-way
It's
thing
Kind of
going on
a
here.
smart
Sounds like a little three-way
psycho.
thing going on here.
Yeah.
Like
seems, he's
musical chairs in a relationship here. Like it sounds like a three-way thing. The triangle.
well, maybe Ronnie. I mean, if you want to say, try to prove Jeremy and Jamie never had anything going on. Maybe Ronnie was like complaining, like, oh, she's got this scar and da 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 da.
Scar.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, because
But they probably-
I would totally be like, oh, my husband has a scar and it's so disgusting. Like, why would you talk about that?
Well, yeah, Ronnie
Yeah,
orchestrated.
sorry,
this,
Josh.
Ronnie orchestrated this plan. So
Do you,
he's already
Josh? Do you have a
stupid,
scar?
You know?
Yeah. So
You don't have a scar,
uh,
Josh?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
There's an old football injury. I fell down some bleachers.
Football.
Exactly. He fell
I'm
down.
putting up quotations, by the way.
He fell down.
No, I was
bleachers
watching
because
football
he
and I
was
fell down some
never-
bleachers.
Oh,
Which that
even
would never
better.
happen.
No, I
because
stole
he
that from
doesn't even
somebody.
watch football. So.
No, I don't. Well, I don't watch Super Bowl commercials, but
Yeah. He watches Super Bowl
doesn't?
commercials.
right, guys.
Football commercials.
Funny story, real quick. I'm not a big sports fan. I do like the Cubs. I think it's just because I have memories of my grandma watching the games and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of my go-to.
That's the one team
I like the color blue. Okay. Anyway, I was wearing a Cubs hat the other day and picked up some dinner, and the guy's like, "What do you think the Cubs are gonna be like this year?" I'm just like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hopefully they got it together." I
Fake it till you make it,
bullshitted,
man.
like, I have
Fake it
no
till you make
idea. Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like some like twisted little triangle love affair thing.
Or a
Right.
threesome. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you never know. Like it was.
Ronnie, he's probably
hey Rodney, can
It
I
was
borrow
the 90s.
tonight? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you're here yesterday, so
Ronnie's like, I like the butt, Jeremy, and
Yeah.
he just doesn't like that. So,
Yeah.
he doesn't talk like that, but anyway,
I think he does.
I don't give a shit. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, who is?
All of them, but
But the interesting thing about Jeremy is he turned himself in.
well, they were looking for him, right?
They were looking for him. He knew that he, they knew he was looking for him. But yeah, like why turn yourself in? You had.
I mean,
it
you
good.
went that far.
They were saying that the guilt was getting to him, and
Well, maybe that's why he
Whatever.
blew through the money. He's like, I'm gonna go to jail the rest of my
Well,
life. Let's
Jeremy
just
did
have
the
fun.
official murdering, right?
he did. He's the one that shot them.
So isn't that like a Charles Manson type case? Because Charles Manson technically never killed anybody.
Right. Yes.
He influenced it.
Yeah. I mean, he was a crazy guy, but yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
like Jamie and her husband
Rodney.
Rodney. So I wonder how that works because
Well, yeah, she manipulated him for.
you manipulate him, but like,
and he was like,
you get a life
money
sentence on that.
Mm-hmm.
I want, you know what? I need to look more into law.
Maybe it was always meant. He's meant to be the fall guy either way. Like,
Probably so.
Yeah.
So Jeremy actually at one point had been talking to Rodney and told him, I'm not going to do this. And he said, if you don't do it, I'm going to call the police and tell them that this is your plan. So he's basically going to blackmail him. But the thing is, like, okay, I haven't murdered anybody. So wouldn't that still be better than?
Yeah, right.
How old was Jeremy when he did this?
I believe Jeremy was like 22. So he's a pretty young kid.
Always been in trouble. And
he was always in trouble. His parents were dumbasses. And so
what's heartbreaking is Rodney and Jamie had children.
They had 2 kids, yeah,
right.
4-year-old and
you see all these pictures with the couple, the parents,
with their grandparents.
It's like,
yeah, it was so cute.
How could you? I mean, it just takes a real piece of shit, messed up person to like, we're gonna kill these people. I mean, they probably needed the money. I get that,
right.
But how desperate?
Let me add a little piece that might make you guys think the murder was warranted. I don't know. So, Jeremy,
Shyamalan type twist.
Yes.
Jeremy was abused as a kid by his stepdad. Sexually abused by his stepdad as a kid. So one of the things that he found out when he met the Barashkis, Rodney said, "Oh, I hate my father-in-law. I wish somebody would kill him." He said that supposedly the grandfather, Bobby, had molested their little boy. And so that was one of his reasons why he said that he wished he was dead. Now, I couldn't find any proof of it, but that was one of the stories. So, I mean, I know we've talked about that before. Somebody, you never know what you would do if somebody hurt your kid.
I do.
Maybe you would want to kill them. Right, but at the same point, like, so are you going to hire somebody or are you going to do it yourself? Like, so maybe that is why he hired him.
They would probably orchestrate like a Saw like game.
Yeah.
Do the voice, Dave. Please do the voice.
So that's what made Jeremy.
Please do the voice.
Sorry.
That's what made Jeremy even more
supposedly
anxious to do this is because he had been abused and then hearing that the child was abused by the grandfather.
Well, and I mean Rodney, he's a smart guy. It looks like so he could have done research on Jeremy, like get into his psyche.
You never know what.
So it could be total bullshit. Like, yeah, I get that, but maybe that would be the only reason. Other than that, it's like you're a total sociopath because all these pictures, they're involved. They probably helped with your wedding and their living arrangements.
They gave them lots of money to help. The Rodney and Jamie said that the 2 other kids, Bo and Jada, were like the star kids and got everything, given to them and stuff. So it was kind of almost like a black sheep of the family kind of thing too, I guess.
Right. Well, she probably got pregnant early, maybe too.
I feel like she might have because I think she was at the sentencing. I feel like when she was sentenced, gosh, I feel like she was pretty young, like 25 or 24 or 25. Yeah.
Sorry, can I pause real quick?
Yeah.
Dave, do the voice real fast.
I don't know if I can.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
I want to play a game.
Thank you.
What voice is that?
That's Jigsaw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have not seen that movie.
It's awesome. The first 2 are awesome. And after that...
Stay tuned for our Saw trilogy or franchise review. New Chris Rock one's coming.
I want to interview Jigsaw one day.
Well, I think we can do that for maybe a Halloween episode.
I like that.
I think I know somebody who can pull it off.
It's going to get good.
Start writing, Dave. Go ahead, sorry.
Dave's not going to play Jigsaw.
I mean, that's all I really have.
Jigsaw's going to play Jigsaw.
Another thing that's talked about, there was one of the police officers, he was actually in Ankeny at the time taking a class, and during his class somebody said, the fair was happening and whatnot, and somebody said, well, what would you do? What jurisdiction would cover a crime that happens at the fair? And it's just crazy that they said that because then like an hour later he gets a phone call, hey, you have to come to the fair for a murder, and he's like, oh, whatever, you guys are just joking. He goes, no, seriously, there's been a murder. And so it's just kind of a weird coincidence that happened the same day, same time that this happened.
Because there's over 100 counties associated with the fair, isn't there?
I believe so. I mean, there's a lot.
Well, to me, though, since these people were from Missouri, it default to where they're at now, that jurisdiction, to me.
Well, yeah, but so it's the Iowa State Fair, so what county of the fair? Like, I mean, it's Polk County, so I'm assuming that's why.
Well, I would assume if the
over?
victims are from a certain county, who gets the case, basically, maybe. I don't know.
So, like the people in
I have
Missouri?
No idea. No. I think Missouri's too far removed.
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
just be defaulted to Des Moines area, I would
Right,
think.
so,
yeah, because the location of the fair.
Right, the Iowa Investigation of Criminal.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just happen where the crime takes
ACI.
place?
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So that's Des Moines, right?
Right.
Yeah. This guy was, I don't know if we're thinking of the same police officer, but I believe right now anyway, he serves in Enola.
I think he does, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so maybe
still
back
on
then he didn't.
no, he was just learning. This was his first. This was
wow,
his
what a
first
coincidence.
case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
Well, backing up a little
Pretty
bit,
interesting.
so Jeremy took the money. Did they not care he took the money and just spend it because they were going to get the life insurance?
Apparently so.
Okay.
He did meet Rodney at some point at a friend's house in Missouri and give Rodney like $7,000. I think that is kind of how they tied Rodney to the crime to start with.
Well, that was the idea. Like, they said they're trying to pinpoint where Rodney was while this happened, and he said he got lost. He was driving, he got
lost in
lost,
Missouri,
and then
yeah.
he was visiting a friend. All these weird things. So,
Yeah, it was taking him a lot longer to get back to
so Rodney
Missouri
is the
than
one
it should have.
that bounded them. Is that correct? The main parents were murdered.
Rodney didn't actually have anything to do with the murder itself.
He was never
which
there
is-
at the scene.
Right, but he was charged with murder, which is, I don't understand all that.
Conspiring to murder, probably.
Maybe so,
Yeah,
but I mean, he
that's
was
what
charged
Manson got, I
with
think.
murder. So
Yeah.
I thought you had to be the person that actually pulled the trigger or whatever, but apparently you don't because Jamie, Rodney, and Jeremy
Yeah, because
all
they
three
orchestrated it. It
got
still
life in
counts. It
prison
counts
for
as
it.
murder. I
Yeah.
mean, because they orchestrated this guy to do it. So Jeremy wasn't going to do it. That's just weird. He wasn't going to kill them.
But then he said when he woke up that morning and he walked by Bobby, he just kind of irritated him. So then he said, "Let's do it." Like in his mind, he's like, "Let's."
I believe he shot the father in the back of the head, and then he shot the mom in the chest. She was still alive because she was crying.
No, he shot Marilyn first.
Oh, he did.
So he said, "Get on your knees and open the safe." Open the safe, and he had two guns on them. And Marilyn went to stand up, like she figured out what was going on, so she stood up, and that's when he shot her in the chest. And then he shot the husband, and then
He heard her
Marilyn
crying.
was still crying, so he figured out she was still alive. So then he shot her in the back of the head.
Jesus.
And at one point, I thought I heard twice, but then my second research, I could only find that she was shot twice total. So
Damn. That's crazy. I didn't know it was during the day because you don't think of
You don't think of like murders happening
Right.
during
right.
the day often.
There's more creepiness at night, when everything's calm but yeah, it's
Like
during the day.
accidental murders happen
Also,
during the day or
like,
something.
if you look online, there's pictures of campers right next to them. So
Yeah.
the fact that nobody else heard this, I mean, yes, they are concession campers, so most of them probably are at work. But you never know. Somebody could be doing laundry.
What kind of
or
weapon
whatever.
did he use?
He had two guns. One, yeah.
It wasn't like one of those little pistols you put in your shoe or whatever.
No,
Takes like 4 shots to
I'm
hurt somebody.
not a gun owner, so I'm
I'm not either.
not going to be able to tell you what
I have a
kind
Nerf
of guns
gun.
they
Does that
were
count?
off the top of my
Okay.
head.
Yes. That's
A
kind
33, I think. And is there something that's called a 48?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Maybe. So anyway, it
Yeah.
was two handguns basically.
Well, it's the fair, so they're probably elsewhere. There's all this noise. Not
Yeah.
saying gunfire noise, but maybe there could be like a race or some shit, or not fireworks, but
So
they
they-
used to collide trains at this fair. I mean, they didn't do it back then.
Clear,
but
like, back
way
in
the back.
1800s,
So there's a lot of
yeah.
noise. So yeah, still, how people are like, was that a gunshot? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
Go back to sleep.
So the reason Marilyn jumped up is because he grabbed a pillow, so she figured out, oh, he's gonna try to shoot through a pillow. Like she
Oh,
realized,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Because also when they were planning all this, Jamie and Rodney lived in a trailer on the farm of the parents, and they took a pillow outside and shot in it to see if she could hear it inside the trailer, and she could. So, I mean, they could hear that. She could still hear it. So obviously somebody had to hear something if they were close by. I'm just assuming everybody was
Here's
at
the
work.
thing, though. If the father molested his grandchild, that would be blackmail enough for that father to pay them
Money for life.
a ton of money.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So that kind of tells me that's bullshit.
Don't kill your. Yeah.
That's just something
Or
to...
disown them. I mean, I don't know. Like
Maybe they cut them off. Is there anything out there saying, like, we're not going to give you more money? You guys
I
need to,
haven't
like...
seen it. Cut them out of your life. Don't kill them. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks, but it is what it is. So
I think it's mostly what he said had
I
to be
think
bullshit.
I think
don't
it's
know.
because of him being abused as a kid that makes it. Made
Well,
it
yeah,
more,
and that
made it work.
probably made him kind of a sociopath. Like, just turn your emotions off and not really
Yeah.
care for anybody or
Yeah.
whatnot. But
So there is like a little good that came at the end of this all. Not good, I guess, but Jada obviously has never stopped thinking about her parents, and that's the day that happened. However, she did continue to go on and be a concessionaire. She spent her whole life doing this. She has 2 trailers. One is a funnel cake stand, in memory of her parents, of course, and then one is some kind of a meat stand, pulled pork and that.
I think there's like
that kind of
donation
thing.
jars for families.
That was the next year.
Okay.
The next year, in 1997, Bo and Jada both went to the fair with the trailer in hopes that they could keep doing it.
Really?
Bo had the trailer for 2 years, and at that point, in 1998, he decided that he couldn't do it anymore because there was too many memories there. I believe he still has the trailer. I know once the parents were buried and everything was settled out, he did get the trailer. I
So-
don't know if he's
Maybe it's too hard for Jada to bring it
Jada
to
to
the
use
fair.
it. Maybe so.
Otherwise, like, why wouldn't you let her bring it
Right.
to the fair?
Maybe
Yeah.
so. Bo has never done concessions since 1998.
So, a year after the parents were murdered, they came back to the Iowa State Fair.
Yep.
Wow, I thought there was like a break. Like
No.
she just came back like a few years ago. So
No.
she's been back for.
So they did it for 2 years. I couldn't find anything that says she's been gone. I know in 2016 they did a big story, the Des Moines Register, which is where I got a lot of my
That's where I
information.
watched the clips from.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they did a big story about it. It had been 20 years since the murders, and where are they now, the kids kind of thing. Bo has done various jobs, but never continued the concession life. Jada continued the concession life, married another concessionaire. They have kids together, and she has been at the fair. I believe she's been there the whole time, but not with her parents' trailer.
That makes me want to just go there just to support.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's kind of like with reading this, knowing it's the last day of the fair right now as we're recording. I was like, man, that would be so fun and weird, strange going to
we
her
just
trailer.
recorded about you.
By the way,
Security.
I was 96, so what was I, like 14, 12 at the time? I think I was 12 at the time when this all happened, and did not have an interest in crime at all then. But
Right.
now it's.
We're not going to give your address, but you were by there. What was the atmosphere like when that went down? Do you remember?
Yeah, so people were super nervous. I lived within blocks from the fair at the time, and people were super nervous.
21 Jump Street, guys.
They
For
didn't
sure.
didn't know what was going on.
Streets of Rage.
Yes.
I remember that game.
Nobody knew if it was if they had a serial killer out there, or it took a while for the news stations to
That's scary.
actually get out what was going on.
Right.
So yeah, as a 12-year-old, you're kind of, and we go to the fair all the time. We may have been at the fair. I don't remember, for sure, because it's a long time ago, but we went to the fair like every day as kids. And so just knowing there was a murder at the fair was just very.
I just wonder what the protocol was like the day that happens. The kids, the next day, they just keep the stand closed.
I believe the stand closed.
Right.
Right. So yeah, Jada was working the stand, and somebody came up and they're like, something happened to your parents. And so she gets on there, they had walkie-talkies at the time.
Yeah.
Cell phones weren't yet a big deal.
Right. They're too expensive.
Well, they had one,
Yeah.
as
Yep.
their safety backup, whatever. But
Sure.
they just had communicated through walkie-talkies, and
Yeah.
that was the thing too. The parents weren't answering them, So anyway, so she's like, it's on there, and she's like, Mom, Dad, trying to get a hold of them, and then somebody else came up and said, no, they've been killed, and she just dropped it and ran.
Oh my God.
Of course, they wouldn't let her see her brother because he was being held as possible suspect at the time.
Because Jeremy took his truck, right?
Right, because his truck was missing,
Yeah.
and yeah. So, as a 16-year-old, that has got to be crazy. Trying, you can't even see your big brother. You guys were.
Well, you're at
buddies,
an event,
know?
working at an event that's all about happiness mostly, Especially back then, people were a lot thinner, so they were
No, probably not.
probably not.
So
They were crawling to the stands instead of on their scooters.
this is why I have never been, nor will ever go to the Iowa State Fair.
You've never been?
No,
Wow. You're afraid of getting killed, huh?
no.
I just don't have a stand. So
It's a great
No,
time.
your dream has to.
Yeah, how are you going to
unfortunately
achieve your
die.
dream?
So
No, I tell you what, I'm gonna go there one time because you guys told me to. Yeah.
let's go there. We could.
We should
probably
go today, you guys.
film the
Let's go-
locations.
let's go
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Dave, you got any money?
No.
Unfortunately, it's not free.
I will say this. I don't hate the fair. I hate the heat, and I wish it was like in the fall. That's why they'll veto my idea. But the food's great. I just don't like eating out in heat. And yeah, some of the people around there are just like, I guess they make you feel pretty good about yourself. It's like, I could.
Well,
be
there's
like
nothing
that.
better than people watching at the fair.
But I just don't.
That
I
is
don't like
true.
the cattle thing. Like, let's go somewhere where it smells awful and look at these fat things poor things that are going to be at your supermarket.
Okay, but
in
yes,
6 months.
but like
Are
we
you talking
said,
about people watching still?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I thought he was referring to.
Well,
I was like,
maybe.
You never know
There's some
what's in our
sickos
meat.
out there we know, of course, but well, I don't know. It's almost like there's so much money that goes into the fairs. Like, I'm surprised. And maybe they do have a memorial for these people. I think they should, because like they died at that fair, and
It's kind of
they
Iowa's
brought.
fault.
Yeah, they brought funnel cakes to the.
Well, I do know
nation.
that second year, not just concessionaires, and during that first fair, when after the murder, there were funds like $2 on in their window or whatever at their booth, collecting money for the family, for the children. So.
Well, it really is a miracle that there hasn't really been any known murders since. I don't think,
Okay, not
given
that
how
I've
many
heard of.
people come to the fair from out of town. Like I know people come from Florida. I mean, all kinds
Oh
of
yeah,
crazy
people
places.
come from all over the U.S.
Yeah.
For the fair?
For the fair,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the biggest fair in the U.S. And I think Minnesota is the next biggest. But yeah,
Yep.
pretty big deal.
Like, it seems pretty ridiculous, because I mean, what is going on there that's such the
So it's not all about the food. I mean, okay, it's all about the food.
There
It's
is
not
some
really all
cool
about the
things
food.
to see. There really is. I
What's
mean,
what's your favorite
not-
thing to see when you go?
Well, I like the art display. That's local. And then when they had the, what's the famous portrait done here in Iowa? The farmer and his wife.
American Gothic.
Yes, they had this big statue there for like maybe a year only, and I thought it was gonna stay there. It was awesome, and they took that away. But I don't know. There's energy. Like there's all these agencies that are like working hard for,
You can learn. You learn a lot.
yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot there. I mean, yeah. It's a lot of walking. That's for sure.
It's good for families, I think, if they are rich. Because
They are rich.
Well, funny story. They still sell these big pools there. And when Steph and I were dating, we lived with my mom, and the salespeople try to get you to buy a pool. And the minute we told them where we live, they were pretty much like, bye.
yeah, she like
So
walks away.
if you ever want to get away from these people, just tell them I live with my parents.
Yeah,
And-
I think she said, so do you rent or own? And Josh was like, oh, we live with my parents. She's like, oh, okay, thanks. And
Thanks for playing.
Kinda walked away.
off. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
nothing
Yeah.
more. I mean, little does she know. that-
$20 for 3 games of skee ball.
What?
Fun fact. That's how much it
Really?
cost me this year.
Really.
$20 for 3 games?
3 games of skee ball.
Well, that's the other thing. They have entertainment. They have like
They got the little
fluffy
card
game.
thing.
A lot of bands come here. It is expensive, and you're outside. You're not like in a nice little.
Oh, I go in the evening. I
Yeah.
won't do the day.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's been some days, like, the end of the week here has been super nice, and I would have loved to went. It's nice outside.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah, it's a lot of walking, but yeah, like we said, there's art. They do miniature doll houses. The kids love looking at that, and it's all handmade by local people. I personally used to be a cake decorator, so every year I would enter cakes in the fair. That competition is pretty fun. Just seeing
That's
the
awesome.
variety of. There's a lot of art and talent that people don't even know is at the fair, especially if you don't go into any of the buildings. You just think it's all about the livestock, and there's more to it than that.
now there's like 2 buildings that's nothing but like as you see on TV crap, basically. I mean, there's some
like
cool
sell,
stuff.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a couple buildings that it's mostly about.
But like PBS is
Hey,
in one of
come
them,
by.
so it's like you can support them. Especially if you have kids, they have all these. I think they
There's
give you
activities
stuff.
for kids. It's a
Yeah.
lot, most all of it's free. It comes with your
A lot of
admission,
political crap, of course, which sucks.
which
but,
is unfortunate.
But yeah, we have this year. They have that. I think the Register does it every election. They have the soapbox, which they bring the candidates up and they talk to the crowd.
Wasn't there a
but-
fake candidate brought this year?
Yes, I think Stephen Colbert. They sent a fake guy here. He was running for president, and he went down the slide and everything. And yeah, everyone thought he was legit. And no,
Turns out he was just like
Yeah.
fake. Sending. Yeah.
No, but it's a fun. I didn't go there for years because of the heat, and then we had this cold front come in, and it was like 60s. It was awesome, and that's when I went there, and I could actually enjoy the food without, just sweating, because that's just such a turn off. It's like, I love food. I'm not going to eat it outside like this. Like, no way. But
It was like his wife made him go,
oh,
kind of thing.
yeah,
Maybe.
probably. I'd say that, but yeah. So everyone out there, fair can be great, but also tragic at the same time, especially for this couple. So,
Oh.
But
very-
if anybody wants to visit next year, it'll be August 9th through the 19th, I think.
Sure.
Oh, anyway.
Dave will be there.
2020.
You'll probably cut this out, but yeah, it's great. You should go.
If you want a funnel cake cone with ice
Yes.
cream or butter.
We're cutting that out.
Yeah,
Why?
We'll have to cut it out because people will steal my idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to cut it out. He's never going to the fair, so. It's
Oh, there
alright.
you go.
Just say Jigsaw did it.
No, you know what?
Be too
You just-
scared.
You just
I wanna play a
do a
game.
little fake. You know, we're gonna give out drywall cones with rocks in them, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, drywall cones with rocks," and then you come out and say, "No, funnel cakes with ice cream or butter,"
Black out.
and people are just like,
No.
"Yeah."
It's
butter
be like
thing
a
is-
sundae. You put the ice cream and then you can like drizzle chocolate on top or
Oh my
sprinkles
God.
or nuts or something.
Yes,
You are gonna be like
Or
the
like-
number one booth at the fair next
and
year.
a free glucose.
Food is
monitor.
arousing.
No, but you
For-
take like you take
Food
vanilla
is
ice
very
cream,
arousing, I've noticed.
You take like the ice
Especially
cream,
some of the
and then you
shapes
mix
of
it
food.
in.
She said drizzle, and I got turned on instantly. I don't know why. It's just a random thought. It just like, and like,
very
I was like,
awkward.
Can I just
I'm
say-
not trying to make you feel awkward. I'm just saying, like, I was like, I'm aroused by food. It's like I was just thinking of like, actually,
I like food.
maybe I'm not opening my horizons towards this butter thing, and like,
No, you know what?
I'm letting
But
down my
drizzle's
guard.
good.
You know, drizzle. You know what I'm saying? Like drizzle or some
If you ever-
fudge and
If you ever want to laugh at a candidate who comes to the fair, find a picture of them eating a corn dog. That's all you need to know.
Oh yeah,
ooh, ooh,
it's always the best picture.
ooh. I just got that visual.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, so you're saying a funnel cake with ice? What do you do with the
Yeah.
ice
So
cream?
you take the funnel cake, right? You take the ice cream.
Is it soft
then-
serve or is it like?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
No, and then so you take that, and then you mix it with like pie filling, and then you shove it in there.
No, I think you should like
Or so like apple
like
pie
do a
mix.
scoop of
You have
Like
my
the apple
attention,
pie
Dave.
mix, it's like all mixed.
Dave,
in
you
there.
have my
Cherry
100% undivided attention
Yeah.
right now.
Or like cherry pie, you mix it in. And you just like
I think
yam
the
it
final
in.
sales pitch is like we just shove it up your ass.
You take it, shove it up your
Yes.
ass.
I mean, that's where it's gonna end up anyway.
Pretty much. One
Yeah,
way,
but I mean,
one way or
think about-
another.
I mean, think about that. That would be
How much you gonna charge for this?
$20.
I was just gonna say, is this a $20?
3 games of
Hey.
skee ball right there, baby.
You would get it.
Well
You would
said.
get it.
No, absolutely.
I
You
bet
can pay
you could
like
do,
12
like-
bucks for a king size corn dog.
I was saying, I
No.
bet you could do $12 and for sure sell
These
them.
corn dogs look like bats. It's crazy how big these. And they have corn this year. It's huge.
You know
No,
why?
I mean, these cones are going to be big.
You know why
mean,
things sell so well? Because they feed people beer all day.
True.
They're drunk.
$12
You make not the best decisions when you're under the influence. So, yeah,
Well-
I think you can probably get like $25-$30 for it. That's
And
just
we,
me.
we all know that it's it's not geared towards the upper class,
I saw the thought
Obviously.
bubble pop up in your head.
and it's not geared towards the health conscious individual. So
Well, they do have peanut butter and jelly on a stick.
you also can get lettuce on a stick, you guys, or salad on a stick. I mean, come on.
Salad on a stick.
Dave's like, I am
Yes,
definitely not going
it
to
is.
this thing.
Isn't it just like kebab?
That's just rude.
Because everything's on a stick at the fair. It's
Wait, we'll take it a
seriously
step
salad on
farther.
a
We'll
stick.
deep fry it. There you go.
There you
Now we're talking in butter.
And butter.
Yeah,
Seeing deep fried. Yes.
I am game.
Well,
They
this.
do fruit on a stick. The kids love fruit on a stick.
Yeah. There you go.
$30.
It's $2. It's like one of the cheapest things.
$30 or 2 for $60.
Yes.
That's the deal.
You gotta give them a deal.
Yes. Yes.
$1 each or 15 for a dozen.
It's a steal.
This has been great. Thanks for coming on,
Yes, thank you.
Steph.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
You saved us today.
Maybe we'll do some more.
We had no topic. Yes, you're gonna come back.
Okay.
You have to.
We'll be here at the campfire.
Because there's gonna be times where we don't have anything, and we're gonna need someone to come out of the woods, not kill us, but have a topic to talk about.
Come out of the woods here at the Lake Crystal, Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes.
There's a reason I don't come.
No, it's West Crystal Lake.
Oh yeah, at West Crystal Lake.
Yeah, a little hoity-toity. We have boats.
We have yachts in our
Yes.
front yard.
Oh.
Well, with that said,
What was that?
How was that?
Oh shit.
we better get going.
Yeah.
Get the car started.
You didn't see that moving? Those leaves?
Oh. Anyway, I'm Josh.
I'm Juan.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Dave.
Run!
Scram.